up from Barmouth towards Dolgellau, just coming up to the junction of Dolgellau here. And we're going to turn north for Trawsfynydd and Porthmadog. Very nice, 16 degrees at the moment. Cut the microphone out. So we're into the twisties of Dolgellau to Trawsfynydd pretty much. Nothing too onerous, I hope. Got a pillion on the back, of course, so take it fairly easy. Tyres are a little bit squared off by now, so adds to the effect. Off we go. Up into the southern Gwynedd slate belt, also gold mining area. About 22, wow, who would have thought? I wouldn't have thought it was 22 miles to Porthmadog, but it is. We stopped in Barmouth for a bit of a sandwich. Barmouth is really never my kind of place. It's known colloquially as Little Birmingham. Nothing wrong with Birmingham, but it does tend to attract a certain kind of clientele that like beaches and fish and chip shops and Union Jacks, you know the sort. So we didn't stay there long. It was just a passing through point anyway, so here we go. Lucky to be able to do this kind of trip direct from home without any motorway legs or anything like that, apart from the A55, which is still a few miles, but yeah. Quite a lot of forestry goes up in on this area, of course, as you can tell. And also lead, copper mining is also quite busy here. All very small ventures, or mostly small ventures. Nice carrying turn there. And I guess a lot of you will appreciate the video here. I think it's boring from my perspective, but you know, it's places that a lot of you, many of you won't get to see or not able to get to at the moment. So this is what it looks like in early spring 2025. Probably one of the nicest roads in all of North Wales, really. Noticed a few bombing along at silly speeds this morning, which is fine, but you know, there's the easy targets for the police. Because it's not exactly a road where the police don't expect to catch speeding motorcyclists. With a nice little tin church. Look at that. that was a nice little stop we had by the river. We would never have stopped there were it not for the church grabbing my attention, and my wife's been coming back from Aberystwyth University years ago, repeatedly past there, never stopped there. That was really quite nice and very warm. Spring sunshine just coming up Trawsfynydd. Dolgellau Mountains on our left here. The less explored part of Eryri. Let's make a renewed effort to reacquaint myself with those hills in the coming months. Very hazy today, but that's to be expected with an easterly wind, unfortunately. And the drone is pretty much reaching the end of its life now. It's a little bit wobbly. Some imbalance in it somewhere. I've tried to have a go at it, but they're only about £250 now anyway, so it's done very well. It's done thousands of kilometres in some pretty challenging mountain conditions, so yeah, no complaints about the DJI Mini 2 SE, none at all. Here is Trawsfynydd. A little stop at the old nuclear power station again. Another happy biker. And the split off for Bala there, that motorcyclists will know that road very well. Very popular with bikers. I can't say I've ever really stopped in Trawsfynydd village proper. Quite small. Going up to deep in the heart of a national park, there's a lake that's deep and blue. But to say it's safe to swim in, boys, is basically untrue, as the old poem begins. A nice carrying bend. Romans were busy in this area. They have practice camps and practice roads and all sorts of here. A little bit higher up the mountain. And here we go, we'll turn off for the power station. Concrete monstrosity built by Cubit. if the wind things come off my microphone, but not to worry. We're nearly kind of done now anyway on this journey. It's been a very pleasant long day trip. And there'll be many more to come shortly. Ah, there we go, I've just found my microphone again. Oh, it does roll around, so yeah, it's quite a nice road for biking as well. It's not very long, but nice lead up to play night. Slate quarrying town, of course. Just met some international students on an international students day out from Birmingham University at Trustmoney. One gentleman from all the way from India and the other from Poland. Always nice to see people from afar enjoying what North Wales has to offer, and it has to be said in a very respectful way, which can't be said for a lot of our so-called native tourists. So I hope they're having a nice time. Certainly got the good weather for it. Cold conditions are going to be returning at the beginning of the week. So we'll make the most of today, take what we're given, and be grateful. Yeah, a little bit windy with some, well, they're not quite katabatic winds, but they have the same kind of effect as a katabatic wind, sort of flowing down mountain slopes. Quite fierce in places. There we go, down the big hill. San Francisco. Stillan Dam, the hydroelectric scheme high above in the Moylwyn Mountains. Here we go. Pleasant enough place, although we get a lot of dumping of people from far off places in this area for various reasons. I guess they're welcome so long as they behave themselves, but that isn't always the case, unfortunately. Happy friend or 3, 4 bikes. And a big corner. There we go, 14 miles to Betws-y-Coed. But we're going to stop in Blaenau first for a very refreshing ice cream. Look at that scenery, God's own country. Facing south always feels like summer, even in winter when the sun's shining. Okay folks, that was a very nice ice cream. I just had a quick stop and a sit down on park bench in Blaenau. Glorious day, very nice and warm, just like summer here. Sheltered from the wind. Loads of bikes around. And it's still only just before 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so yeah, it's cover some distance now. Daylight available. Old zip boil there, bit of a stiff wind across the ropeway today. Quite sure why we've got 40-mile-an-hour limit on here, but there we go. There we go, on Tirstiniog, taking yet another load of bikes up to the top of the hill so that they can ride back down it again. All day long they're doing that. Got a scenic mountain bike route, not terribly long, but I'm sure it's worth doing. Very popular, certainly. Right, we'll go to the top of the Crimea Pass, where we'll have to contend with a bit more wind from the other side, no doubt. Go, big old Moyle Shabard on the left there. Great day for going up. mountain, although a little bit windy, which always makes things a bit more unpleasant, a lot more unpleasant than you might imagine. Here we go, Conwy Valley opens up ahead of us in the distance. Not that you can see very much of it today, unfortunately. Well, engine braking, which is of course very good on bikes, is very useful on a hill like this. You tend to get a bit of a carried away in a car, it just runs away with you. It's very controlled on a bike. Loads of tree felling going on the right hand side, changed the nature of the area quite dramatically. There we are, they are forestries. There we go. Nice new corner signs there. There we are, having gone through Dolgellau. We're out on the open twisties again, nothing dramatic, especially with a pillion. Because the dynamics of the bike are quite different with a pillion, you can never quite predict how the weight shifts on the back. My wife's very good at doing it, but it's of course never quite the same as if you're on your own. So that's why I'm taking it reasonably gingerly. I'm up at 50 plus going through these corners. More than adequate. It's a suitable speed for the road. You never know if there's going to be sheep or rocks in the road or anything really. Very boring for those who like speeding, but there you go. That's not us, I'm afraid. I'm happy to say, actually. There you go. We're not in that league. We've grown up from that. Really sure what the attraction of hello Oh, we picked up a friend behind, 2 friends in fact. And although it's always very tempting if you're a bit of a careful driver like I am to speed up when you get bikes behind you for reasons of kudos or whatever, it's always better to resist doing it. They can always overtake if they want to. We're not in a race. Just go underneath the railway bridge with a bit of a S-turn underneath. Usually a bit quicker through here than that, but not today. Make our way towards Bettersacoid and then we'll be back up the mountains. Do a little bit of editing for that for you because you've seen it many times over, no doubt, but perhaps not so much sun as today. I only started doing these little videos into autumn and winter, so nice to get some summer footage as well. Seems like our friends behind are fairly careful drivers, not doing anything stupid. Go cross over Avon Conwy or the Conwy River. I'm sure we can cope with Avon Conwy, can't we? It's not too much for non-Welsh speakers to cope with that, is it? Avon, just like Avon, you see, which is where it comes from. Take it easy on here, a narrow road. There you go, wouldn't you know it, Sunday afternoon. And it's very busy with bikes. Bettersacoid, which is a popular meeting point and people coming through Eryri. Lots of lags out, I'm not quite sure why. Take that turn in the queue. Bikes in front, bikes behind. There we go, they're going to the meeting point and, well, we're not. Yeah, we've had quite a few people opening their doors without looking. Today. I keep a very wide berth as far as I possibly can. Sometimes you can't avoid getting a little bit closer than is comfortable, but if I were a bit closer than is sensible today, I would have come across at least 2 times. People just swing their doors open and sort of apologetically look at everybody that they've parked on double yellow lines, and whilst they head into the shop anyway, and opening their doors as they go along. So when you're out and about and you think it's okay to keep close to parked cars, keep in mind what happens if somebody pushes their door open, because in Britain nobody's really taught to look behind before they open their door. That isn't the case in many other countries. And this is a nice little twisty road, although the surface is like pretty much every other road these days is deteriorating rapidly. Popular place for the speed trap just around the corner, but not today. And traffic lights. Oh yeah, you're right. After you. Could do with that visor today, actually. It's that warm, 18 degrees, can you believe, inside the mountains here. That's pretty impressive. So yes, other than a few door swingers, which we've avoided anyway, we've had no cause for alarm today, which is nice. Quite windy in places, difficult to not be buffeted around a little bit, but it's nothing new. Bad road surface there. Ugly house, yeah, there we go. Which is anything once more into the Ogwen Valley. Friends, build a house overnight and have a fire going by the morning, and you get to live there. We'll take a quick stop, I think, a little bit further on when we get into the lap of Travan. Stretch our legs before we have the final leg home across to Anglesey. I should have come down a gear there, shouldn't I? But it's okay. 6 gears pretty flexible on this bike. Let's see how much wind we pick up from the right hand side now. Hazy as hell. Of course, the in the olden days, if the wind shifted to the east, you wouldn't get hazy atmospheres like this. It's a completely modern phenomenon arising today from the burning of lignite across Germany, Poland, various other, mainly Eastern European countries. And it really does get pretty bad when it comes from the east. It's completely clear when it comes from any other direction. Although when it comes from the south, it quite often comes with a heavy load of Saharan sand, or Saharan dust at least. It gets deposited on the cars for the mornings. That's a fairly common occurrence. Off we go. We could have overtaken, but not here. Not today. There's no need. Quite relaxed. Didn't get an awful lot of sleep last night, so my reactions are probably not as sharp as they otherwise would be. Picking up some hill walkers, going back to their cars. Very nice day too. Look out for cars pulling out here, or just making last minute decisions to pull in for that matter. Very tempting along a straight stretch for people to hurtle along. Look at this guy. Shove their cars absolutely everywhere, including on the pavement. Well, they're soon going to get booked, if now they all have been booked. They've all been booked. Quite right too. It's very clear that they shouldn't do that. They keep on doing it. Car park where people pull out of. You've got to be very careful here. People are in holiday mode, understandably. There's kids around as well, which is good. Nice to see some kids out in the mountains. Thank you very much. Could have let him through, I suppose, but yeah, a sort of Arctic colour to Llyn today. Certainly will be Arctic by the middle of the week. I'm going to pull up here. I think the wife just tapped me on the shoulders, so let's see what the story is. Did you tap me on the shoulder? Oh, okay. Yeah. That's alright, yeah. Okie dokie. Do you want to stretch your legs or something? Do you want to stretch your legs or something? Okay. Not long now. There we are. Just an accidental tap on the shoulder, apparently. Down we go. Telford's embankment. Whoa! There's a good wind coming down that hill today. It's not a problem, it's just that for finely tuned twisties, it can throw you off your cornering a little bit, especially with a pillion on the back. There you go, that kind of shows you. As well as wind coming down the hill, we've got backwash from the road. Take this corner a bit more gingerly. There we go. Quite a little bit heavy going into that corner. Okay folks, so pretty much that is the journey for today. Didn't get any drone footage because it's far too windy. The drone's playing up anyway, so hopefully get a new one of those in the next couple of weeks, maybe a few weeks anyway. I don't really use it for videography very much in any case, just for photography. And so thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you saw some places that otherwise you wouldn't. We certainly did. I've seen that little river stop that we showed you earlier, so that was worth doing on its own. So we might throw something in at the very end. We're going on the A55, if there's a bit of filtering or something like that, although I doubt it. And so thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care, safe riding, and may your days be sunnier from now on.